看看广州临时工市。看看广州临时工市场。
Look at this. It's the temporary labor market in Guangzhou. These days, more and more people are coming out to look for jobs. But no matter how hard you look, you just can't see any employers hiring. Thousands of temporary workers are searching for jobs, and most of them are getting anxious. For those without skills, finding a job will only get harder. For one position, there are over a dozen people competing. There's even a man by the roadside who couldn't find a job. So he's just sleeping here in the temporary labor place.
The terrible nightmare. Chinese people have no way to escape. The US has expelled a series of Chinese students and scholars. According to Epoch Times reported on March 15th, recently, both American and Chinese media and social media have been reporting more cases of Chinese students and scholars being denied entry by US Customs, with many of the rejected individuals being graduate or doctoral students. It can be seen from the discussion that one of the main reasons for the refusal of entry of students and scholars is their relationship with the CCP, or the Chinese military. On Chinese social media platforms, there are numerous discussions regarding encounters with US Customs officials upon entry into the country. Some students or scholars have shared their experiences of being questioned by customs officials.
On February 29, 2024, the Shenyang factory of Japanese company Bridgestone closed permanently. After this foreign-funded company withdrew from the Chinese market, another 1,200 people lost their jobs.
This
is a newly bankrupt electronics factory in Dongguan. We just took over the entire factory today. The equipment is so new and fresh. There are dozens of silkscreen printers. This fully automated ultrasonic cleaning line is quite long, with about a dozen or 20 slots. The pad printer is the latest model. The newest laminating machine hasn't been used much. The Chinese Communist Party's 3-year zero-COVID policy has severely damaged China's economy. However, supported by the CCP and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, the Chinese military industry continues to expand, even producing Western weapons and equipment.
Shalom, shalom, Yasharallah. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the elect and feeding the sheep of Yahweh. Ba'ashem, Yahushai, in sincerity and truth with this great gospel, man. That's coming out of our Bible. Coming out of our Bible, we're going to kick it off in scriptures. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 25:7. It reads, "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and your heart is your mind. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." I'm going to read that again. Ecclesiasticus 25:7. "There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. And the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy." And that's where we're seeing the fall of our enemies. Every single last one of them. Read the book of 1 Maccabees 2:7. It reads, He said, woe is me. Wherefore I was born to see this misery of my people. Right? And of the holy city to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy. In the hand of the enemy. In the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Into the hand of strangers, right? We've been occupied underneath heathens. We've been at war with heathens, right? Forever. Ever since we became a nation, right? We became a nation in captivity in Egypt. So you already know the Lord, that's why the Lord said, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Talking about these heathens, the day of judgment is not close to them, right? We went to war with Moab, which is the Chinese. When you go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it tells you about Moab, Ammon, right? Esau, Amalek, right? And Hamitic nations. Really all the nations. I'm going to keep reading. It says, 1 Maccabees 2:7, he said, woe is me, wherefore Wherefore was I born to see the misery of my people in the holy city and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, in the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation hath not had part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? I'm reading that line again. What nation have not had part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? Right? These heathen nations that's been set up to be against us. Psalms 83, and I'm going to start at 2. For lo, mine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate me have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacle of Edom and the Ishmaelites and of Moab. You see, them damn Chinese, Moab. We focusing on Moab today because Moab want to be so much like the so-called white man, right? Moab got the Edomite dick down his mouth, and that's why Esau is, man, nah, don't bring your ass in this country no more, right? They preparing for fucking war against these stupid-ass Moabites. And if that was America has already done pulled most of their businesses out of China. Damn near 80 to 90% of their businesses out of China. I wouldn't be buying no weapons from them damn no Moabites either. Especially a nation you about to go to war with. They'll give you some fucked up artillery. Right? The Lord is setting up these heathens to collapse, these heathens to fall. Especially these heathens where it says they have said, come let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. Right? What did the Lord say? This is the book of Obadiah 1 and 6. It says, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Right? You damn Chinese about to turn these so-called white men. The so-called white man. The Chinese was confederate with the so-called white men at one time. All the nations were. Right? It's showing you, I'm showing you that World War III is about to go down, and these Moabites about to be involved. The Russians are going to be involved. The heathen nations are going to be involved, and their main target is going to be who? America. I'm reading, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived it. Talking about the so-called white man. He's been deceived because he was going around. Don't forget, he only became cool with these people through treachery. He also robbed and stole from these people too, and put them under his submission, and they became confederate to bring who? The children of Israel down. And now that Esau's sitting at the top, these other nations, they want to sit at the top too. Right? The Chinese want next, the Russians want next, the South Africans want next. Right? These different BRICS nations and other nations, man. So it's about to be a fucking war, World War III. And who's coming in to intervene and kill and lay them all down, right? Lay down all these rulers. Yahweh Shai about to lay down their rulers. A lot of their leaders, and the ones that stay alive, they going into captivity. They're going into slavery. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Yeah, these nations about to turn on each other. And we are blessed to see the collapse of their societies, the collapse of their systems, right? The collapse of their people, right? A bunch of broke pocket, hungry Chinese motherfuckers walking back and forth with no work, right? It's damn near, 2 billion of them motherfuckers. 3 billion, a bunch of them. And guess what? They're going to be dying of starvation. They're going to be stepping over dead bodies over there because everything is closed over there. It says, the CCP extreme fears. Nothing to say is banned. Right? They got motherfuckers so people can't even speak. Right? They got high surveillance on the people. But now the people saying, man, fuck the surveillance, fuck the police, they fighting back because it's the suffering. It says, surely oppression make a wise man mad. And now these people are starting to be hip to, hey man, you've been getting robbed for a long time. Right? All these different companies, leaving China. Irreversible decoupling from China's economy, right? The world is abandoning China, right? It used to be made in China. Now it's about to be made in Philippines, made in the South Pacific Seas, right? And the other countries over there, Thailand, Taiwan, right? It says East China, East ascends, West declines. China hits a dead end. Stores closed everywhere, right? All zero out. Foreigners, flights, investments, like planes, right? They got to shut down fucking airports, factories, right? Docking ship places, right? Business is looking bad over there in China, man. And they call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Fuck them Moabites, man. 2nd Ezra 6:22, it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." And that's what's happening in China. Them storehouses are being found empty, right? Them sown places, man, ain't nothing happening, ain't nothing moving. It's straight poverty and hunger, people sleeping on the streets, and it's a lot of people. Why you think the Chinese government blocks things from going out of there? Because it's a despair. It'll make you fucking cry, but not us. We don't give a damn about no Moabites. They living in a third world condition, and they bragging like they number one, right? This is Revelation 11:14. It says, "The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." That's the only thing that's left is war. The only thing that's left is war, because nobody care about the system. Nobody care about each other. Nobody wants to get married. The Lord's going to have to do something on earth. Right, the spirit of fear is gonna have to be brought back on earth. Ain't no spirit of fear right now, man. Motherfuckers would rather sit at home and make videos online talking about how they got swole, or how to be a better wife, or how to be a better husband. No, not to be there. No, ain't no woman talking about being no better wives. These bitches are some hoes and sluts. Right, we in a society of polluted women and misguided men, right? Sinners and ungodly men, and the Lord is about to purge them through what? World War III. Revelations 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. Third woe, World War III.